All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. Glad to be with you this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. It is Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. Dow futures are up 219 points. The bulk of that is United Healthcare. United Healthcare reported earnings today. Let me see if I can get that number for you. They did beat on the top and bottom line. $6.91 adjusted EPS previous was $6.59. Revenue was 99.8 billion. Previous was 99.21 billion. So again, a beat on the top and bottom line. If you guys are interested in getting more details in regards to earnings reports and the details, all the details in regards to their earnings, feel free to join our free live market blog. It's on our website, www.gar.capital. You'll get access to all this information on Discord. All right, back to it. Nasdaq is flat this morning. S&P is also flat, 5108. The Russell is pulling back down 0.72%. The VIX is down 2.34% as we got closer to 20. Usually that 20 level on the VIX. Once we're above it, that tends to show a lot of fear in the market, but we're still below 20. So again, I want everyone to keep an eye on that 20 level. 106.20 on the dollar. That's flat this morning. Crude oil's down 0.37%. Gasoline's up 0.22. Gold is up 0.36%. Silver futures down 1%. They were up yesterday. Copper's down 2% this morning. Euro dollar bouncing. We do have a long position on euro dollar. Got close to being stopped at 106.01, but we're about maybe 10 pips away from break even. Once we get to 107, we're going to go ahead and move that stop team. Dollar yen 154.67. That's up 42 pips. Dollar Canadian dollar up 35 pips. The Canadian CPI just beat. Take a look at that. That was on Twitter as well. X. 124.57 on the pound dollar. That's green 11 pips. Bitcoin is down 0.52%. Interesting that we have the Bitcoin halving event this week, and we're getting some weakness into it. Ethereum down 1%, and that's where we are today in terms of the market. Let's take a look at the daily on the S&P 500 futures. We sliced below the 50-day. Now, granted, you're probably thinking to yourself, is it over? Is it done with? Are we done with the market? Are we pulling back? Are we going to start filling some gaps that we talked about on the video? My answer is we're not there yet. Either we're going to join May, where we thought we were going to fall very early, 2 weeks early, or we're going to get this bounce today. I think it's the latter. I think we get a bounce today. The real key level, I want everyone to write this down, is the 50-day 51.54 on S&P futures, S&P futures contracts. So we need to get there. If you guys are taking a look at SPY at home, let's say you want to just look at SPY, you got to get above 510. 510. You do have a gap to fill here at 497.52. So again, I have no problem if we do fall a little bit to short. We just got to break 503. 503, we could target the 497 puts or short in futures. So we'll have a little bit of at least some flexibility of what we're looking for. So 503 below, we can target 497. That's your daily gap fill on SPY. We also have another one down here that has not filled. That's 441.40. You got another one here at 430.85, and you have one more here at the bottom at 423. Let's see if we can fill this one first, and then we'll go from there. But I do expect us today to bounce. Yesterday was really just headlines in regards to Israel's possible retaliation. No bombs or missiles have flown, so it could be a little bit of a front-running deal as of right now. But you can see that we're bouncing right at that 503 level. The question is, do we get a little more of a bounce, a little more of a relief bounce or a dead cat bounce or whatever you want to call it? Because getting into puts yesterday was a difficult one to speak of because we only got the break really overnight. We didn't get the break yet. See here on NASDAQ, same thing. Watching that very closely. I have a zone that I drew here, and here's your zone of support, and we broke it, but we're bouncing now. So if we can retest 17,823, 17,800, we can go ahead and short. Let's go and put 20 just to confirm. So we got it at 20, 17,820, and then our next target is 17,551. Will not happen the same day, obviously, but at least we have a target to look for. If you have QQQ, You can see here on the 4-hour chart, even with the after hours or pre-market session, you do have a gap to fill here at 425. So if we can break below 429.12, let's say 429, we can do puts to this gap fill at 425.75. So we can do the 425 puts, for example. They might be a little pricey. If you buy some more time, you could do the 420s. But again, you could do futures, you could do ETFs, options, whatever you prefer. But that's where we are this morning. In terms of my open positions, Apple. I believe yesterday that if we did not have that Israel headline, Apple would have broken out above 177 and we would have played the 180 calls with the team. We rejected. So again, I'm going to see if we can get back above there. Again, granted, any kind of headlines. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we're setting up to break out. See that bear flag? Same deal. Now, again, we could get a little more down. But again, we eventually broke out of it. So again, Apple is still on my radar as long as you stay above 166.84. Tesla reported more of an exodus in terms of their workers. There's layoffs, there's executives who are leaving. So not ideal for Tesla shareholders. We are now in that green box. This is our zone of support. We are still looking fine in terms of this downward channel. It's still pretty structured, but still going down, obviously. So let's go ahead and zoom in. What is our next level of support? Right around 146 to 145. The question is, do we get there? Do we get a bounce? Be careful with Tesla. Again, nothing has broken until you get below 146. So again, all of this could be bounce area. This could all be demand. We don't know until we open. So a lot of alerts were going off yesterday in terms of, oh, ready to short, but we got that bounce now. So we're going to have to wait. We also have Chairman Powell speaking today. So we have Powell speaking today at 1:15. We also have other Fed governors speaking. Williams will speak at 12:30. Barkin will speak at 1. So again, we got a lot going on. Fed's Jefferson is speaking at the moment, possibly higher for longer. That's what he just stated. I just retweeted that. Vice Chair Jefferson, rates could be higher for longer. So that's where we are. And then we got to navigate all the Middle Eastern headlines. So not easy, but we'll see what we get. So Apple tough. As of right now, I thought that we would get that push. DraftKings, again, up 28%, and we got that pullback. We just need to get above 46, this downward trend line. We're running out of time, but we do have OPEX on Friday. So we got to see. BITO, like I said, the Bitcoin halving, but unfortunately, it is breaking down. We do have a gap that we just filled, I believe, right here. Let's see if we get this bounce here, but we're pretty much flat from yesterday's close. So it's just going to be, watching and observing for right now. Let's answer some questions. Good morning, Carlos. Can you take a look at NVIDIA and Tesla options? Okay, so the market is closed, so I can't see anything in regards to options volume. But Tesla, we just spoke about, again, that hasn't broken anything as of yet. Yes, I do have a line of support, but again, this green box is going to tell us where we need to go. In terms of NVIDIA, NVIDIA hasn't broken anything yet. I still need 824.78. It is holding the 4-hour 200-day. Thoughts on Apple calls? Got to break 177, guys. Got to break that before we do anything. QQQ gap at 425. That is correct. I have it right here at 426. It was easy to get inputs yesterday. Yeah, absolutely. That thing ran down quickly off headlines. Any hope left for DraftKings? If we do get a push, we did get a investment bank upgrade, price upgrade. I think the price they were putting in, I have to look at it here. It was on DraftKings. It was on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me a second. I know I had it here. There's so many headlines going on. Goldman Sachs initiates coverage on DraftKings with buy rating. Announces price target of $60. So I'm gonna put that on the blog as well, and then everyone can see it. Oh, got the wrong one. So what happens when you have the bot? So we can have the headlines come out directly. Give me a second. There you go. DraftKings initiates coverage on. So Goldman Sachs initiates coverage on DraftKings buy rating, announces price target of 60. If we can get to 60 by Friday, well, then I'll party with you guys. But more than likely, that's not going to happen. We got to break 46, this downward trend, and the faster we do it, the better. We're about $1.70 away from it. IWM, yes, let's take a look at it. IWM, let's go ahead and bring it up on the 4-hour chart. Actually, let's bring it up in the daily because 194.91. We have not broken 193.98, which is that 61.8 fib. Pretty close to it. But right here is what you're looking at, this trend line. If this breaks 191, then yes, we have more down to 180 and we could short. But as of right now, most of this looks like, to me, consolidation as of this moment. What's your favorite stock to buy if we get a major pullback? A major pullback, number one is Microsoft, hands down. Microsoft is definitely going to be the number one stock or number one company in terms of market cap, probably for years to come. And it's because of AI and cloud. So, Apple will be dethroned over time. They don't last forever. ExxonMobil was up there for a while. Microsoft was there in the 90s. It kind of goes back and forth, but Microsoft has the fortress balance sheet. They have the great executives, great management. And of course, AI is the future, man. We know that. I know a lot of people would say NVIDIA. NVIDIA has great growth prospects, obviously, but I think Microsoft would be the one if I had to pick one. 185 on IWM. Let's see it. Yes. Well, right here, 190, 191 is this trend line break. So if you do the 185 puts, sure. What would you like to see Microsoft to hit in terms of buy range? You got first level of support right around 385. That'd be a decent level. But right around 366, if you can get it, that's the retest of the all-time highs that we got back in November that we broke. That would probably be your best one. And again, you want a good discount, not just a couple of pennies here and there. You want to get something where people are freaking out, kind of like COVID, if you get something like that, or 2022, right? All right, guys, that's where we are. I'm going to go and catch up with the team, get ready for the pre-market plan. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next morning note. If you guys are interested in our live market blog for all the news, make sure to go to our website, www.guard.capital. It's scrolling on the bottom. Thank you so much for your time. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers all.